Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing really well. Today we're back with round 2, where we're trying to determine the greatest men's niche fragrance for fall of all time. In round 1, we had 8 different niche fragrances going head to head in different matchups based on seeds that were determined from my Facebook group. You guys voted on the winners, and today I'm going to go over how those first matchups played out and give you guys matchups for round 2 that you will need to vote on after this video goes live. You can go to my YouTube page, go to the community tab, and there will be polls there where you can vote on who you think should win and move on to the finals. So let's jump into this. So here's how we're gonna do it in this video. I'm gonna go over the matchups from the first round. I'm gonna give you guys how many votes there were and give you the percentages and tell you who won and moved on. Then we're gonna go over the matchups that we have for the semifinals, which you guys will need to vote on, and we'll wrap this all up with a bow. Matchup 1 was between the number 1 seed and the number 8 seed. The number 1 seed was Parfums de Marly, Layton. The number 8 seed, Nishane Ani. This one had 3,900 votes, and the fragrance that won actually really easily and is moving on to the semifinals is this one right here, Layton. Layton pulled 78% of the vote compared to Ani's 22%. So this one was not close at all. This is actually the most lopsided victory that we've had so far in any of the tournaments that we've done. So the number 1 seed, Layton, is moving on to the semifinals, moving on to the next round, and it's gonna take on the winner of the next matchup. Now this next matchup, matchup 2, was the most popular based off of how many votes were actually cast in the matchup. 4,500 votes. So 600 more people cast votes in this matchup than they did in the last one. This one was closer than the last matchup, but still not super close. The number 5 seed was By Kilian Black Phantom. It was taking on the number 4 seed, Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. The fragrance that won, and the fragrance that's going to go on and face this one right here, is Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille got 59% of the vote as compared to 41% of the vote for Black Phantom. So this is your first semifinal matchup. Layton against Tobacco Vanille. With how Layton really handled Ani, I think it's gonna be tough for Tobacco Vanille, but if any fragrance can upset Layton, it's this one, maybe. Layton has apple, cardamom, lavender, and sandalwood. This one has really gotten hyped up since it came out as just one of the best all-around niche fragrances that you can buy. It's extremely versatile. People absolutely love the way it smells. Huge compliment pulling fragrance. You can wear it even to the office, but it's also a killer in clubs or on dates. So not a huge surprise that Layton was the number 1 seed. Also doesn't hurt that Parfums de Marly is super popular. Tobacco Vanille is kind of the old guard, and it smells amazing. Absolutely love it. Of course, you have tobacco in here, you got vanilla in here, you have spices. This one really sells that whole honeyed pipe tobacco. You have dried fruits in here as well. It's just an absolute stunner for fall and winter time. And if I could pick only 3 from the Tom Ford Private Blend to keep and I had to trash the rest, this one would be one of them. So there's your first semifinal matchup, Layton against Tobacco Vanille. Again, make sure after you watch this video to go to the community tab in my YouTube channel and vote for one of those. Now we're back to the round 1 matchups, and the winners of these next 2 are going to determine the final semifinal matchup. Matchup number 3 was between Parfums de Marly Herod, which was the number 3 seed, against Grand Soir from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, which was the number 6 seed. There were 4,200 votes in this matchup, and honestly, I thought this one would be a lot closer than it was. I really did. I thought this one was gonna come down to just a few percentage points, and I was completely wrong. The winner Parfums de Marly Herod. This one got 69% of the vote, whereas Grand Soir got 31% of the vote. And I guess that really goes to show you how popular Parfums de Marly is. I really kind of underestimated this one. Because for me, the Maison Francis Kurkdjian is one of the best amber fragrances that you can buy, and it pretty much got bodied. And matchup 4 from the original matchups, which is the final fragrance to go on to the semifinals, was between Red Tobacco from Mancera, which was the number 7 seed, against Naxos from Xerjoff, which was the number 2 seed. This one had 3,800 votes. The winner won 51% to 49%. And actually, the fragrance that was in the lead went back and forth a few times. Red Tobacco was in the lead, then Naxos, then Red Tobacco. Ultimately, the fragrance that pulled it out, Naxos. 51% to 49%. So we almost had the biggest upset so far in these tournaments, a number 7 seed taking down a number 2 seed, but this one won. So that means that the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, and the number 4 seeds all moved on. And in matchup 2 in the semifinals, you've got Herod against Naxos. Tobacco, tobacco. This one, Herod, has cinnamon, it's got tobacco, it's got vanilla, it has incense, and it has osmanthus. Originally, when this first came out, some people were saying that this is basically Parfums de Marly's version of Tobacco Vanille. And while they both do share the tobacco and the vanilla and some spices, they are quite different. And with Naxos here, honey, tobacco, cinnamon, vanilla. This actually gets compared to Pure Havane from Mugler, basically like a really nice high-end version of Pure Havane. I think that each one of these fragrances is fantastic. I'm not gonna tell you which one I think should move on, but it's up to you now. Herod or Naxos? This is your second matchup. I guess you have to determine which one is a better tobacco fragrance for fall time. So there are your matchups. We have 2 Parfums de Marlys in the semifinals. If they both win, you're gonna have 2 Parfums de Marlys in the finals, and you guys are gonna have to determine who it is that actually moves on. Red Tobacco was this close, that close to taking out Naxos. Just fell short. All right, guys, go to the community tab, cast your votes in the semifinals. Layton or Tobacco Vanille, which one? And then cast your vote on this one as well, Herod or Naxos. All of these fragrances feature vanilla, all 4 of them, and 3 of them feature tobacco very prominently. I'll leave the voting up for maybe 5 days or so. After that, we're gonna call it and move on to the finals and determine the first niche champion of these tournaments for fall. And if you didn't watch it or you don't remember for some reason, Spice Bomb Extreme actually won the designer tournament for fall. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. As always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. I'll see you guys later.